Good morning. My name is Sheri Hauser, and I'm continuing with the InDesign Easy-Tools for professional paperback. It's based on a book that I wrote, which is available on Amazon called InDesign Easy. This is video 3. Video 3 follows along with the chapters, and we're going to talk today about errors not flagged by KDP, pictures with a mask, overprint of photos, cover missing, smashed fonts on an ebook, type too small, the color is off. Again, this is a short video and it overviews some problems when you're uploading your book onto KDP, and this is into Amazon, and you're using InDesign and you know what you're doing, okay? Then there are certain problems that can happen which are not flagged by Amazon staff, and your book is going to be crummy. So I would suggest that you pay attention and fix these problems so that they don't be a problem. Again, by way of review, the first video is an introduction to InDesign Easy. The second video is Let's Talk KDP, and it's what is KDP and why would you put your book on KDP? The third one, which we're going to do right now, is errors not flagged by KDP. There are lots and lots of videos, and I'm just now making them all, and I'm going to guide you through a complete process on InDesign. Okay, so let's talk about where we're going. So we have a book, and I'm going to show you a book. I'm going to show you a book in InDesign that this is actually my sister's book, and I'm going to show you what the book is supposed to look like, and then I'm going to show you what happened to the book. Okay, here's our video samples. Here's the book. I'm going to actually just show you the book. Here's the book. My First Day of School, the author and artist, Connor Peck. And this book was 30 pages, so it has no spine. In order for a book to have a spine in KDP, it needs to have at least 100 pages. That is their minimum. That is not an overall minimum. There are other printers that you can use if you want to print a book and you have less than 100 pages. The problem is that the font on the spine ends up being so tiny that it's hardly worth it, okay? So many times children's books won't end up with a spine. So there's the interior of the book. The cover of the book. Here's the interior of the book. I'm going to pull down that. And here's how it's supposed to look. It starts off, my first day of school. Here's the story, the story, the story, story, story. And I'm just going to show you enough just to show you a couple of pages. Okay? Now let me show you what happened with this story. Okay? What happened with this story when we submitted it to KDP, they did not pick up on it. Look at this. Oh my gosh, what happened to this? This is the logo that's in the very front of the book. This is an actual scan of the book itself after I ordered it from KDP. This is the scan of the book. The picture came back with a mask. That's what I call it. Looks like a mask to me. And also on this page, look at that. You can tell I have just laid it on the printer for you and showed you what that is. Why in the world this picture that has the hair on it, where did my hair go? Here's my hair. The picture with the hair on it right here, why did that come like that? Well, we're going to talk about that when we get to the part of talking about it. I'm just showing you the problems, okay? So that can happen, and it is fixable. As you see, it did get fixed. It is fixable, but I would advise, if you have a children's book specifically, if you have a children's book, and then just order one copy first. Look at it, and then after you've ordered the one copy, you look at it, then you can decide if you want more copies or not. I've had bad experiences here. Let me show you another mask. I have a. Oh, I didn't print it. Sorry. So I don't have another mask, but to show you, it is a bad one though. And they are fixable. And that fellow ordered 20 books, and then they all had this problem. You can send them back. They do returns. It's very easy to send them back. You can send them back, but he was mortified in thinking that other people are ordering my book and there's a problem, and that's very real, very real. So you just need to fix it kind of quick. Okay, overprint of photos. I did separate a couple for you. This is a cover, and this is a real cover of one of my books. The logo up here in the upper right, it's like almost chopped off, okay? Now, you have there's a problem. One of the issues, anyway, with KDP is that the books are trimmed. I don't know whether they use high schoolers or what, but the books are trimmed and they're not all the same size necessarily. Remember, it's a budget place. If you want everything all fancy and everything exactly and everything really nice on your book, KDP is not the place for you. You need to go to a conventional printer. I can send you to one. My first book, I paid $30,000 to have it printed. They are beautiful, but it's worth the price. I mean, it's a lot. Okay, so if that's the kind of book you want, KDP is not your option. KDP is a budget place, a budget printer. But this one here, I put the logo, I put it up there on top. And when you do your cover, and we're going to be doing covers in the other videos, when you do a cover, you have the parameters. It is print to edge. And you have your writing, and here's some writing on there. KDP does note where the writing is, and they like you to keep the writing within this parameter space. But if you put pictures, the pictures can run clear to the edge. Like you see this feather runs off of the edge. It's meant to run off of the edge. KDP doesn't care. My logo runs off the edge too, though, okay? So what I did, when I got the books, I moved the logo, okay? So I moved the logo to the side here. I moved the logo to the side, and that's actually, the fold of the book, comes on around. This is a real, I laid this book on the scanner here. So the, now they can trim the book, like a little portion of an inch or something up or down, and it's not gonna chop off my logo, okay? Cover missing, oh my gosh, all right. Let's go back to the, I'm gonna stop the share for just a second, because there you go. I end up with the share being over top of what we need. Okay, so we're going back to, I'm back to what our lesson is for today. The other one is cover missing, okay? Let me show you. You know, I'm going to go straight to Amazon. I'm going to find one for you, what it looks like. There's our bad frogs there. I'm going to go straight to Amazon. I'm going to type in books just to separate from engines and socks and everything. And I'm going to just type in, I'm going to type in prophetic books just because that's a subject I'm in a lot, because a lot of my books are in that subject. And I'm going to go down and look. Okay, so look at this cover here. School of the Prophets. This is what I call a ghost cover. What that means is the person has put white along the edges, and so the cover sort of disappears into the background. This one here, they have prevented it because what? They put a black rim around it. It's a very easy thing. Just put a little black rim around it, and then it won't disappear. Fear not, Big Dream. Big Dream disappears into the background. What do you know? Here's one of my books, okay? Fear not, Big Dream disappears. That's an easily fixed situation. They picked kind of a pink color or whatever, and this is actually probably a photo, but if you turn up the intensity of the picture, the background will be a little bit darker, and then you're not going to have that problem, okay? Here's another one, ghost covers. Here's another ghost cover. You can't even see the bottom of this cover. That's not Amazon's fault. That's your fault because you put the cover in there. So that's the problem. This cover just disappears. Oh my gosh, Healing the Sick is totally gone. You can't even see that cover, okay? And, you know, we got a nice little banner up there in the corner, but T.L. Osborne is missing it because it's a ghost cover, okay? All right, let's go out of that. Okay, going back here. All right, smashed fonts on an ebook. I have, what I mean by smashed fonts, I'm going to show you, okay? The process of doing a book is you make the book in Word, you put the book into InDesign. Of course, you do all the editing, you know, and all that stuff. Okay, and then you put the book into InDesign. You put the body of the book, and then you make the cover separate. You make a wraparound cover, and you make a little flat cover, a JPEG cover. The JPEG cover is what you're going to use for your ebook. Okay. And in InDesign, it's only just real quick, couple of pushes of some fancy buttons in InDesign to make your ebook. There's two types of ebooks. There's a fixed layout and a reflowable ebook. A reflowable ebook is one that you could read on your cell phone because the text flows, okay? You can have a big screen or a little screen and the text moves with you, okay? A fixed layout EPUB, everything is fixed, all right? It's fixed. So you have to scroll back and forth to read it, all right? A fixed layout EPUB is very good if you're making a book like a cookbook or a children's book, any book that you don't want, if it has pictures and columns and you don't want them to move. Because if you had a cookbook and you did a reflowable ebook, it would be a disaster because your eggs would be mixed in with your flour, okay? You don't want that. You need a fixed layout EPUB, all right? InDesign makes both, which is lovely, all right? I have a book here and I'm gonna show you a book that came back to me back around the corner. Let's see here. I was going to show you the front of it, but I guess not. Okay. But the book I'm just going to show you what happened. I'll show you the other side of it. This is digital editions. Look, Frozen in Time is the name of this book. Look at how this is smashed. And look at all this. It's all smashed. Look at all that. It's all smashed. The font's all smashed up. Look at all that. That's a mess. Let me show you how the book's supposed to look. Cover. Cover, Frozen, half cover. Here it is. Oops. Doesn't want to open it because it's an InDesign file. All right, let's open it the other way. All right. I'm going to go to it this way. If I'm in InDesign, I'm opening InDesign files. It didn't want to open it because I was not in the right file, in the right deal. Okay, here's a PDF of the book. Let's pull it down. A little too small here. We've got to be able to see it. All right. There's no smashed fonts in the book. There it is. But look at the problem here. Look at the deal. This is a fancy font. It's called Chiller, actually, the font. This is a great story, and it's a wonderful font for his because it's a mystery thriller novel. Mystery thriller novel. You know, Chiller font sounds good, right? See, that's not smashed. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. And on the first chapter, look at what we did. Chiller font, and then we've got a camera hanging on it, which is a cool artistic zone, but what happened to it made a mess. All right, so let me show you what I did. Let's go back to the digital editions. Digital editions will show us how to, it'll show us what your e-book looks like after you do it, okay? Frozen in Time ebook. I think this is the fixed one, okay? Yeah, this is the fixed one, okay? So this is the fixed book, and it doesn't have Frozen in Time all smushed together, and the font's not all smushed together. It's not all crunched together. Looks okay. Looks all right. Okay. So this digital editions is what you you download or you have on in InDesign to be able to look at your ebooks too. If I would have looked at this ebook before I submitted it, then I would have known that the fonts were smashed up. Okay. And the way to fix it is I changed the fonts so that the fonts weren't fancy fonts. Chiller didn't work for us. So I changed the fonts and then removed the pictures, and then I made the book. It's now a reflowable EPUB, which is a better option for this book anyway, because somebody can read it on their phone. Okay. Type is too small. Okay, this is another thing. If you get your book back from Amazon and you go, the type is too small, I can't even read it. Okay, well, don't worry about it. The type is too small because you made the type too small. Just increase the type. Now I'm going to show you when we're building a book in InDesign, I'm going to show you how to set up your paragraph styles. Your paragraph styles will actually give you options for the entire book at one time. you can actually change the font size of a whole book with just a couple of little clicks. That's how I make large print books. Okay. Color is off, black and white or off tone. Okay. So for you artists, now my sister is an artist, so I know about artists. Okay. You don't have control of the colors in Amazon. So if your book is very specific on colors and you need a certain color, get over it, okay? Because you're not going to get it. The colors are pretty good, pretty true, almost true type of thing, but they're not going to be exact. When I order books from Amazon, let's stop the share over here. When I order books from Amazon, I can order 10 books and 3 of them will come from Indiana and 4 of them will come from California. It's that Amazon has distribution centers that print and bind the books in several places. And so they may send them from the several places. There's a little bit of difference in a printer. Anybody that does printing knows that you can copy or print something on one printer and it's a little bit different color than on another printer. What you have to remember with books is that very rarely somebody's going to order several books at one time. Generally speaking, people order a book. They order one book. So they're not going to have anything to compare it with. All right. So I think that you just don't worry about it. Okay. That's my advice on that. So that's it for today on this edition of InDesign Easy, the introduction. I'm going to share this back again here. This is the InDesign Easy video number 3. And video number 4 will be signing up to KDP.